Petr Cech, Premier League legend. Great to see you here in London. How are you, first of all?
I'm good, thank you. I'm healthy, I'm happy, so that's most important.
Completely agree with you. Plenty to discuss. Your wonderful career, what you're doing after you stop playing football. But first of all, I want to ask you about Chelsea, the current version. Obviously, a big change of management recently. Rosignol in, Maresca out. What did you make of that decision and the timing as well?
I was surprised, I have to be honest, because Chelsea have won the FIFA World Cup of Clubs. I think with Maresca, you could see there was a tendency of improvement. So obviously it came as a surprise to me that came the manager change. Obviously we are all fans and we look at the club from outside. We don't know any information what's happening inside between the club, the manager, the players. We don't know, so we can only guess. But if you judge it from just outside, looking at it as a fan, I have to say I was very surprised because I think Maresca's done a really good job. And as I said, the team was on the way up in terms of the performances and in terms of the improvement. And having won the World Cup of Clubs, then you would think that the manager continues and tries to build up on that.
Nice movement by Caicedo and by João Pedro. That's away, it's Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea do lead. Chelsea all probably will win.
You remembered your Chelsea, and Chelsea now as well, different teams, but the fans expect the very highest. There was expectation after the summer when they won the Conference League, they won the Club World Cup, that Chelsea will challenge for the title. How far are they from challenge against Arsenal, against City to go all the way?
Well, at the moment they are inconsistent, and I think that's the part they have to change because you can see there are games they are very strong, they are very good. There are games where they are very inconsistent, and that's why this is what lacks. In the Premier League you have to be consistent. So far this season you can see that Arsenal is on top because they were the most consistent team. Aston Villa is now the most consistent team. But they had bad start of the season, so they have to catch up. But the consistency gives you the chance to win titles, and I think Chelsea, luckily the others are not consistent enough as well. Manchester City have their ups and downs, and Liverpool have ups and downs, and United have ups and downs. So then obviously that's great that Chelsea is there close because they are very close, and so they can obviously challenge for the top four. Whether they can challenge for the title, I don't think. There is a significant gap between them and Arsenal, and Man City. So that's even Aston Villa now. So they have big advantage. So I would say the consistency is what lacks in that team.
Another chance for an Arsenal forfeit. Manages to find some room and find a finish as well, Gabriel Jesus. That is a delightful goal.
You mentioned Arsenal, your former club. It's only the winter time, still cold outside. It's boiling on the pitch. Still a few months ahead. How confident are you, from what you're seeing from Arsenal and the title race in general, that after so many years, 22 years, this year, they won't finish second. This year, Arsenal will win the league.
I said at the head of the season that Arsenal will win the league, that I believe that they have enough to win the league. They have the squad that have a lot of experienced players, and obviously they have some injuries and some players missing, but they are slowly coming back, and you can see it will impact positively the team. I think they have enough. They are defensively solid. At the beginning it looked like they're gonna challenge our record of 15 goals conceded because they were doing so well, and it just shows how difficult it is. So although they are still defensively solid and difficult to beat, so I think they still have everything to win the league. So I stick with Arsenal. But it's true that in the recent weeks, obviously they failed to capitalize on the loss of Manchester City in the derby, and now they lost against United. So obviously now the reaction from them will be very important. But as I said, they have some cushion, and then they have everything they need to overcome the difficult moment. Of course, during the season you will always overcome. We will have to overcome difficult moments because it's inevitable. You will hit one or two games where you're not at your best or you make a couple of mistakes, but that's not on the course of the long season. It's about how you react to that.
there are a lot of debates. Who is at the moment the best goalkeeper in the Premier League? So I thought myself, you probably can answer this answer better than me. I'm going to play a game with you. I'm going to throw a couple of names at you. We went through the rules before the interview started. Couple of names. Let's see who's going to make it up all the way.
Okay, so I pick one name, yeah?
At the end,
okay.
yeah. Jose Sa against Dubravka.
I go Dubravka.
Dubravka or Areola?
Dubravka.
Dubravka or Sels?
Dubravka.
Dubravka or Darlo?
Dubravka.
I got a feeling you like it. Not because you're from Slovakia, yeah? You're Czech, you're close neighbors. Dubravka or Henderson?
Henderson.
Okay. Henderson or Vicario?
Henderson.
Henderson or Petrovic?
Ooh. Okay, Henderson.
Henderson or Van Bruggen?
Verbruggen.
Van Bruggen or Pickford?
Pickford.
Pickford or Roofs op Sunderland?
Pickford.
Pickford or Pope?
Pickford.
Pickford or Kelleher?
Pickford.
Pickford or Leno?
Ooh, that's a difficult
Now it's a
one.
challenging part.
Okay, I'll stick with Pickford.
Pickford or Alisson?
Alisson.
Alisson or Sanchez?
Alisson.
Alisson or Lament?
Alisson.
Alisson or Emi Martinez?
Martinez.
Martinez or Donnarumma?
Oh.
Now you're gonna sweat.
Well, the season Aston Villa have this so far is thanks to Emi Martinez as well. So, okay, I'll stick with Emi.
Martinez or David Raya? Who's the best and why?
I go with David Raya, although it's a really difficult one. I could go with either, but at this moment, Arsenal is on top. They are not conceding goals, and he's been absolutely brilliant so far, as well as Emi was, but they are on top of the league, so that benefit gives him the little bit over. So let's say it this way.
Thank you for that. You joined Chelsea officially. You're part of the club from the summer of 2004. Jose Mourinho, the younger version, the special one, joined Chelsea that summer. How was it for you to play for Jose, such a young, promising manager with plenty of confidence when he joined the club?
It was brilliant because when I came to Chelsea, I knew I had a big competition with Carlo Codicini. And Jose came, and as he was a new manager, then everybody started from the same line. So that gave me a better opportunity because then we all started in the same line in the preseason. So that gives me more confidence that I have a little bit of a power over what I do. So I was glad that my preseason went well. In the end of the day, he said to me that I'm gonna start the first game, and then it will be up to me how well I do. We all know how the history went.
Chelsea are the champions. 50 years on.
First season in England for me. I always wanted to play here, and especially I couldn't imagine that it's gonna be any better this season for me.
That was great as well. I enjoyed working with him because I play football to win. When I go on the pitch, I go there to win. I don't go there to play. I go there to perform as best as possible. In only purpose is to win. And that was his mentality, and that was pretty much everybody's mentality in that team, and that's why we were winning, I think, as well. But it came from him from the first minute in that preseason. You could clearly see that the only objective is not to build or not to say, oh, maybe next year. No, that we were there now, and that was the moment to win every game if possible, and he was the one who sort of installed that in our team.
You won the Premier League 4 times, FA Cup 5 times, 3 League Cups, 1 Champions League, 1 Europa League. Which title you won gave you the biggest satisfaction?
Champions League, because we chased it for 8 years before we managed to win it, and we were in 6 semi-finals, and we always close, but we lost 1 final, so 8 years it took us to get there. So I have to say that was the biggest satisfaction because although, having won the title with Chelsea, the first one, after 50 years is special, but then the Champions League is Champions League because you compete with the best teams in the whole Europe and from every league, and it's a tough competition to win. And as I said, we chased it for 8 years, so that satisfaction was huge.
Casillas, Buffon, Schmeichel, Oliver Kahn, plenty of options. Where would you rank yourself within the greatest goalkeepers in the history of European football?
Well, I hope I belong to that group. People always say who is the best, who's not. I think Gigi Buffon is probably the best, but how can you tell if you take Gigi Buffon and Manu Neuer or Oliver Kahn, you take Iker Casillas, look at Iker Casillas with all the trophies, then you just go, oh, that's insane. Van der Sar, Schmeichel, you know, and you can carry on with the list, you know. So how do you actually, you know, pick? Because it's very hard. So for me, I was always happy when people say, you know, you belong to that group, because that's the elite group, and as long as you are in that group, then you know you've done your job well.
Speaking of elite group, the dressing room at Chelsea, I can go through that name as well. It's got to be full of stars and talent. But if you can choose one player from that Chelsea legends that was the best of the best, and I know there are plenty of options, the best of the best, Drogba, Lampard, Terry, who would you go for? One. And why?
I would say, you know, I would go with Eden Hazard, because I've never seen anything like Eden Hazard.
Okay.
I have to say honestly, you know, you see Didier, unbelievable. The finishing, the training, the preparation, everything. Then you go Frank, insane, like consistency, you know, the goals from midfield and everything. You just go, okay, he's rightly there. Then you go JT, obviously the captain. But then you have other players where you can't forget, because what they were actually doing and in their time at Chelsea, you just go, that's the best player in his position, 100%. But then you see Eden. Like Eden is like a natural phenomenon. Like you put him on the pitch and then he just makes things happen.
And Hazard changing gear and steering in a beauty.
For him, you know, he plays the Premier League the same way he played with his kids in the garden, and this is absolutely amazing to see. Even the way he was, and like the personality, you would you know. So I've seen like a naturally talented player who loved football and enjoyed matches, hated training, but loved matches. Then you just go, that's your guy.
You mentioned Eden Hazard. I remember myself, I've done this job for 10 years, watching him playing, taking players on like it's cones, like they're not there. Incredible to watch it. You played against some incredible oppositions. Who was the most challenging individual opposition you faced in your career? Thierry Henry, Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo. One individual you knew you have to be top of your game to stop him.
Well, you mentioned all the players that obviously they were top of their games and always very difficult. Every time we played, obviously you play Barcelona, you have 11 players to prepare against, because no matter what era of Barcelona, then you play against Ronaldo, then you know, I played with Sparta Prague, I played against the Galacticos, so then you just go, okay, who do you pick? Like, is everyone there? But then, you know, when we played the games against Man United, when Wayne Rooney was playing, I was the one who we always took a special care, because...
Especially John Terry gave me special treatment.
But with Rooney, the thing is that he's strong, he's fast, he has great shot, great vision, he jumps into everything, he's aggressive, he press, he can score the header, he can have a bicycle kick, he can shoot. He can, you know, he's in the box, then he makes a surprising pass, or he can lob you from halfway line.
Yeah.
So that's the play where you just go, okay, when he has the ball, be careful, because he can lob you from halfway line. He can make a through ball, or he can go on his own and shoot. So obviously they were, like when you go Cristiano, you know what you expect. You know they will be quick 1v1, great shot, ball in the box, or coming from the back post for the header. And you know it's dangerous, and you know it's going to be challenging. But you know more or less that's the pattern. With Rooney, he was pretty much everywhere. So that was really unpredictable with him. So that made you to really think about it. Of course, another one who was completely random was Messi, because he only knew what he wants to do. So he could surprise you with any moment. But for some reason he didn't really like to play against us when we played a lot of games. He didn't score. He scored only 2 goals against me. It was the last game I played against him with Arsenal. So Yeah, that was so he didn't find it easy to play against us. So I would say, I will probably stick with Rooney because it took a lot of preparation for him.
One day, hopefully, if I interview Leo Messi, it's on my list, I'll ask him how difficult was it facing Petr Cech. Let's pretend Petr Cech is playing in the Premier League now, 2026. Who do you think would be the toughest individual you could have faced? And how would you prepare, for example, Erling Haaland, Ekitike, Bruno Fernandes, Declan Rice? Who was that one player, if you're playing today as a goalkeeper, you think, this is my biggest threat?
It'll be probably Haaland. Because Erling has a great movement in the box. He's strong and his finishing inside of the box is the best. And you can see as soon as he gets inside of the box, then he's, left foot, right foot, header strong. He is a finisher. He can finish it off. That's one part where obviously you need to be always aware that he knows one-on-ones inside of the box. He knows how to finish the actions inside of the box, and it's never given. It's an art to score a goal. People think it's easy to score. It's not an easy task to score. There's a lot of people who misses chances, and they have a lot of chances. So because it's not easy, and he makes it look easy. So I think he would be definitely the one to be careful.
When you played at Chelsea, you played for a season under the Israeli manager, Avram Grant. Now, I had many Chelsea legends sitting here, and I'll ask him the same question. I'll ask you that as well, 2 questions. First of all, how was the season under Avram? We remember the scenes from Moscow, the Champions League final. And also, what did you make of the decision of the club not to carry on with Avram? After, overall, from his perspective, it was a positive season.
Well, I think this is where the danger is when you bring a manager and you announce that is an interim manager. And you basically say that's the manager till the end of the season, and then we search for... If the club really search and knew they have the new manager coming, because I think at the beginning when Avram took over, nobody knew how well or how bad it's going to be. I think that was the decision made, and that's why although we were in the Champions League final, he didn't continue. So that's sometimes the danger, because sometimes the good thing is, okay, we might call it an interim coach. Why? Just say, okay, we give him the job now, and if you really know that it's gonna be 5, 3, 4 games or any period of time, and you know your decisions made and the results will not matter, then it's fine. But sometimes it's safer, for example, to say, okay, we think that at this moment of the time, this is our manager, we will see how it goes. Then you are on the safe side. If everything goes so well that the manager keeps the job, then it's a possibility. So I think that was the first bit. The second thing was, I think Avram is very clever in terms of he knows his abilities and he knows his limitations, and I think that's what he used very well. He had experience and good players around him, and he used them to the best possible way. And then obviously he made the decision about lineup or managing the team, but he let the people take care of the training and the good things, and I think he used the potential of the people around the best possible way. That's why we were successful.
After you stopped playing football, you went back to your older love, maybe your biggest love, ice hockey. Now, I must ask you, what is more challenging? Stopping Thierry Henry, Cristiano, Wayne Rooney one-on-one, or nowadays stopping a puck flying at you at high speed?
Well, everything is a challenge, I have to say, because it's a different, The nice part is the goalkeeping will always be goalkeeping. You're supposed to catch the flying object that is going your way. And if you can do it more often than not, it's obviously better.
How much are you enjoying it, ice hockey?
But I enjoy it because obviously, when you speak to anybody who retires or stops playing professional sport, the first thing they always tell you, I miss the dressing room. Because the dressing room is a special environment. You have all the silly people and crazy people coming together, and different personalities, different cultures. There's a lot of things happening in there. And then suddenly, it's a lot of banter, a lot of fun. Then you win together, you have connections with people. And then suddenly it all that disappears. So that's the thing you miss the most. So while I'm still playing, obviously I'm part of the dressing room. Doesn't matter, I'm the oldest one, but then it makes you feel young as well, because I'm there with the young guys, and I can pass some of my experience and laugh at their naivety sometimes and youth. But that's what creates a special moment for me. Secondly, I enjoy the game, and that keeps me fit as well. I like being fit, so that's what works for me.
Enjoy the rest of the season. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Pull you from a landslide, dive into the eye of the storm, put my